Christmas is a special time. It's a time for family, it's a time for friends, and it's a time for miracles. All around the world, people gather to celebrate. They share stories, they sing songs, and they open their hearts to the magic of the season. Christmas miracles happen every day. They happen in big ways and small ways. Sometimes they happen to people we know, sometimes they happen to strangers far away. These miracles remind us of the power of hope. They remind us of the importance of kindness, and they remind us that anything is possible if we believe. In the hustle and bustle of the holidays, it's easy to forget the true meaning of Christmas. But these stories remind us to slow down. They remind us to appreciate the little things, and they remind us to never lose sight of the magic that surrounds us. Imagine a young family. They are struggling, they have lost their home. It's Christmas Eve and they have nowhere to go. This is their story. The father is worried, the mother is trying to be strong, and their child, a little girl, just wants a place to be warm. They walk from place to place. They ask for help, but no one has room. Just when they are about to give up hope, a miracle happens. A kind stranger sees them. He hears their story, and he opens his home to them. He gives them food and shelter. He gives them hope. That night, the family sleeps soundly in a warm bed. The little girl dreams of sugar plums and Christmas miracles, and on Christmas morning they wake up to find presents under a tree. They have been given a second chance. This is the magic of Christmas. This is the power of kindness. There was once a little boy. He was very sick. He spent most of his days in the hospital. The boy loved Christmas, but he knew he might not live to see another one. He had one wish. He wanted to meet Santa Claus. The nurses at the hospital heard about the boy's wish. They wanted to make his dream come true. They contacted a local charity. And on Christmas Eve, a very special visitor arrived at the hospital. Santa Claus, dressed in his red suit and jolly smile, walked into the boy's room. The boy's eyes lit up. He couldn't believe it. Santa sat on his bed and talked to him. He gave him a present, and he made him feel like the most important person in the world. That night, the boy's fever broke. He started to feel better. The doctors were amazed. They called it a Christmas miracle. The boy's story reminds us that miracles can happen anywhere. They can happen in hospitals. They can happen to anyone. All it takes is a little bit of faith and a whole lot of love. The kindness of strangers. A community unites to help a family in need. Christmas is a time for giving. It's a time to think about others, and it's a time to help those in need. In a small town, there was a family struggling to make ends meet. The father had lost his job, the mother was sick, and they were worried about how they would provide for their children. One day, their story was shared in the local newspaper. People were touched by their plight, and they decided to help. They donated money, food, and clothing. They volunteered their time, and they showed the family that they were not alone. On Christmas Eve, the family was overwhelmed with gratitude. They had never felt so much love and support. They realized that even in the darkest of times, there is always light. The community's generosity reminds us that we are all connected. When one of us suffers, we all suffer. And when one of us is lifted up, we are all lifted up. The miracle of music, a choir brings joy to a nursing home. Music has the power to heal. It can bring people together. And it can create moments of pure joy. In a nursing home, a group of residents were gathered for a Christmas concert. Many of them were elderly and frail, some of them were lonely. But as the choir began to sing, something magical happened. The residents' faces lit up, they tapped their feet to the music, and some of them even sang along. For a brief moment, their troubles faded away, and they were filled with the spirit of Christmas. The choir's performance reminds us that music is a universal language. It transcends age, race, and religion. And it has the power to touch our hearts in a way that words sometimes cannot. The Lost and Found Angel. A small act of kindness with a big impact. Sometimes the smallest acts of kindness can have the biggest impact. A simple gesture can make someone's day. It can even change their life. A young woman was shopping for Christmas presents. She was feeling stressed and overwhelmed. As she was leaving the store, she noticed a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk. She reached into her purse and pulled out a $5 bill. She handed it to the man and wished him a Merry Christmas. The man looked up at her with tears in his eyes. He told her that she was an angel sent from heaven. He said that he had been praying for a miracle, and that she had answered his prayers. The woman was stunned. She had no idea that such a small act of kindness could mean so much to someone. This story reminds us that we all have the power to be angels for each other. We can choose to spread kindness and compassion wherever we go. And in doing so, we can make the world a better place, one small act at a time. Please like this video and subscribe for more heartwarming stories.